Hi everyone. I have a question, friends, about the causes of low self-esteem. Indeed, yes, issues primarily with self-expression, issues primarily with the right shoulder, issues in the area where a person says, I am, yes, I am like this. It always localizes somewhere in the right collarbone from a psychosomatic perspective, from the point of view of a person's negative ideas about themselves, where they are based. From a psychosomatic perspective, what happens in such cases? Of course, I see the same remedy, meditation, which is a practice that helps in calming the mind and reducing stress. To begin with, of course, it would be good to create your own altar, some personal spaces where you feel pleasant, comfortable, and good, and thus work in them. But this doesn't happen for everyone, not always, when it comes to low self-esteem, to people who define themselves unnaturally, for some reasons convincing themselves of who they are and what they are, in fact. Here I recommend trying out a certain table of the center of gravity of consciousness, which Gurdjieff illustrated on maps in detail and thoroughly for better understanding and comprehensive analysis, which is very insightful. Diamonds represent the mind, hearts represent the emotional layer, clubs represent the motor center, and spades represent the instinctive center. We also divide them so that each of these levels has a part. The jack represents the motor part, for example, if it's diamonds, then it's the mental center. The queen, who represents the emotional part of the mental center, is contrasted with the king, who represents the mental part of the mental center. Additionally, the ace represents the higher order part of the mental center. We divide them by suits, such as by floors, and the cards themselves by value also kind of in a way divide into floors. Thus, a person who positions themselves throughout the day, throughout life, yes, from some inner essence, yes, you can notice where exactly the person is thinking from, that is, where the center of gravity of their consciousness is shifted. Where are they speaking from? What are they really saying? What is he speaking with? Is it his instincts speaking? Is it the motor center speaking? Is it some emotional center speaking? Or is it the mental center speaking? In other words, which of the centers in a person is active at this moment? And if we have determined which floor it is, then it is already a manifestation of what exactly, yes, in this center. If you start to check yourself in this way, where am I acting from right now? Where is this emotion coming from? Where is this thought from? Where is this desire from? That is, who is expressing? This way, you will be able to direct your attention to the part of yourself that is active at the moment, and focus. That is the dominant subpersonality within you that currently expresses itself as I at this moment. So catch it, analyze it with your consciousness, understand what it means, that is, with acceptance, with love. You are neither for nor against. You are not trying to do anything with it. You are just looking at it. And these techniques can provide a very powerful, sharp, and very good result for people who have a certain, let's say, fixation on the idea that they are exactly like this and cannot act in any other way. I believe that, of course, a person needs to find that moment where they were a winner. So, if you think that you are behaving unsuccessfully in some way, or you are unsure about something, you need to find the opposite part. Where you were on top, where everyone absolutely liked you, where everything worked out for you in your life, and more. And by gently and mindfully focusing on this state, slowly and carefully focusing on this moment, Try to spread these sensations evenly over the entire surface of your body. Breathe through these sensations and try to distribute them evenly. This can also be extremely beneficial. It's called positive affirmation. That is, you mentally visualize the positive state, the entire process that was positive and correct. And by deeply resonating with this process, you try it on yourself and see the results. What else can I say? Your self-esteem. Friends, these are of course certain internal psychological patterns, meaning that a person, for one reason or another, has drawn conclusions. They have been loaded into the subconscious and, so to speak, put to work. In order to see your subpersonalities, to become aware of yourself in this position, you certainly need to learn to step back. You need to learn to exit the subpersonality. The subpersonality demands action, requires some kind of process, while you, on the contrary, sit and observe it. Most often it's not very positive, not very pleasant, in general, overall speaking, typically, usually. But I think that retreats, the opportunity and the chance to interact, if we have the chance to talk today, talk tomorrow, talk the day after tomorrow, to look at each other over the course of a week, and the opportunity, you will see that I will accurately point out the part of those sub-personalities that are currently active in you and are preventing you from positioning yourself more confidently, more correctly, more worthily for yourself. Accordingly, if you manage to re-understand these things, re-evaluation can sometimes be very quick, indeed very instantaneous. A person changes internally in a very radical way, and sometimes therapy can take a very, very long time. Pointing out a person's problems may not yield significant results. What else can I say, friends? I think each of you needs to dive into your inner world, observe your practices, watch your meditation, what exactly you emit into the environment, and how to make it even cleaner, higher, and better in terms of vibrations. For this, you need to practice. You need to learn. You need to learn to track your field structures. You need to identify disruptions in them and fight them. Push them beyond the edge of the cocoon. In other words, you need to remove all this muck and dirt, all these negative constructs from yourself. Then you will be purer in a way that is more natural and therefore more like yourselves. In essence, more sober and ultimately more correct. But the idea of some kind of low self-esteem, it just won't even get to you. Meditate with us, friends. Take courses, come to retreats. Goodbye, everyone.